Mr. G back here with some Starsector. We are working on the old legend of Captain McFats here. He's decided to start up a good old junk fleet here. Everything we've got here is a junker. Well, except for this one I bought new, and that one I bought new, and then we started with this one. So we've got ISS Baby Fats, ISS Mrs. McFats, and of course the ISS McFats. So we've got mostly junkers. I've added a salvage rig. I haven't decided if that's super helpful yet on salvage or not, but I can tell you what, this fuel hauler tow thingy what's it is really handy for these salvage missions because we are flying all over the place. I just took 3 in a row. So we've got a pile of cash here from doing salvage missions. I've done 2, and what I like about these missions is I don't have to fight anybody. This is easy for me to play on my lunch break or alt tab and just be flying around, and you get lots of loot just from salvaging stuff. Now, a lot of you guys pointed out in the last episode I pounded some stuff to scrap that I should have salvaged. I was being an idiot. I was thinking that was like the recover a ship option. It's not. So my bad on that. Thanks for pointing that one out, guys. And a lot of times I forget to grab the cargo. Working on that as well. Now, speaking of cargo pods, interesting. I can put them into stable orbit or I can examine them. Well, of course I'm going to examine them. I've got a couple of crew members doing this. Now, I need a freighter. I do not have enough cargo to hold all my goodies. So I'm going to leave. I ran into some derelict ships last time I played this one over by this gas giant. So we're going to just see if we can do a little tiny hyperspace jump here to the other side of this system. Yeah, I did a little saves coming. I got wrecked. There's scavengers in this system, and I got hosed by scavengers. There is no shame in saves coming in Starsector. I do it all the time. Speaking of, let's bang in a save right there. Now, I want to go back. I don't know if this is procedurally generated, if it'll be still there, but I think it will. Because, like, each seed, I think, like when you start out, should stay relatively the same. Okay, I'm rambling, but what I meant to say is... on the other side of this system, I picked up a combat freighter as a derelict ship. So where's the other gas giant on the other end of this system? Here it is. So this is one way to hop across a system a little bit faster if the gravity wells work out for you and the jump points work out. One thing I have noticed is you cannot turn worth a dang with sustained burn on. So turn that business off if you're doing any sort of combat, running around sort of business. Okay, let's just ping this. There it is. Let's hope it's still a combat freighter because that would be perfect. I've got the salvage rig. I've got the fuel rig. We need some cargo space, though. Would be really helpful. So we're going to see if we can salvage this thing, and then we've got enough supplies even. Usually I mothball ships as soon as I salvage them to save on just the cost of supplies. But you know what? This is exactly what I wanted. Combat freighter. So sweet. We are going to see if we can salvage this guy. We can. Oh, what does that mean? No. Recover. Cool. So now we've got a lot more cargo capacity. I kind of feel like we should jump back to the debris field here and scoop up some of that business. Because that's what we're doing. And then we've got one more... just scanning a wreck mission. Those have been netting me anywhere from about 60,000 to 80,000 to 100,000 credits a run, which is nice. And it just doesn't take a lot of effort or a lot of combat. You just need to make sure you've got enough fuel. And if you're lucky, you can get enough fuel at the site to get you back to the core sector. So what I'm learning, looking at the sector map, is you've kind of got... I don't know, it reminds me a little bit of Elite Dangerous. You've got your core worlds that are inhabited, and then outside of the core of the sector, you've got all your uninhabited, unexplored worlds. And I really like that atmosphere of that you're just kind of going away from the core planets and you're off on your own. And you've got like these fringe pirate guys. I've got scavengers here, or you've got remnants of the old world before the sector went down. Like artificial intelligence kind of guys going after you. Okay, so let's just pop back to the other end of this sector, scoop up the stuff I wasn't able to grab. Now I had to eject a lot of that, which is kind of a bummer. Let's fire up the old sustained burn. Hit the old time dilation. Come on, get over there. Which is nice. That added speed up time feature, very much appreciated. Hit the old shift key there and just speed stuff up. So we left a whole pile of goodies just sitting out here. Let's scoop some of these up before we head back, now that we have a little more cargo space. We've got the fuel, we've got the supplies, we'll do it. So what do we, our fleet has 10% bonus, yes. Okay, alright, we'll bang this out. What do we got? Not a lot. So we've kind of been picking this one clean, it looks like. Like I said before, if you putz around too long doing this, you get diminishing returns, which makes sense. You don't want to overdo it. Okay, so we get a little bit of goodies here. I'd like to at least fill up now that we've got the freighter. Dare we sensor ping here? See if any derelict ships show up. All right, we're gonna do one more. Edge of this cloud. Now I don't know if location affects, like in the debris field. Looks like it's all about the same. Okay, so yeah, we're done. We've pretty much cleaned this out. We're gonna get like nothing to one thing if we stick around. So let's get out of here. And let's wrap up our last mission. Maybe we've got enough fuel to do it. Oh, also don't forget, if you're out here, do the remote survey. I've been looking at what it takes to perform surveys on planets, and I'm not ready to do it yet. I don't have enough crew or enough machinery to get that done most of the time. Also, don't forget to run with your sustained burn on. Save you some serious time and keep you at max speed. The next thing I want to get is a tug, just so I can keep my ships going as fast as they can go. Speed is key in this game. You don't want to be slow. You're only as fast as your slowest ship. So we have two more of these. All right, I thought I'd done more than that. All right, so we got this one, 57 light years. Good golly, Miss Molly. Or 33 light years. All right, we probably better pick up some fuel before we dare attempt that. So back to the old map. Where are we at? Sometimes it's hard to tell. Oh, is this us? Blinking over here. Okay, let's get back to the nearest habitable, civilized world. It looks like this one. Okay, yeah, that's us way over here. None of these appear inhabited, unexplored. Yeah, we'll hit up the old Persian League. So I have been remaining neutral rather than signing up with the Hegemony or Tritachyon or any of those guys, just because it makes scavenging easier. You can pop into anybody's system, get supplies. So I will pledge allegiance. We'll get Captain McFats to pledge allegiance here down the road, but we're just going to scrape a fleet together doing this. Do we have enough fuel? Barely. We're probably actually going to run out of fuel on the way back, but hey, at least we're going to get sucked into a habitable core world here. Boom. Let's pop in here and load up on goodies. Okay. Tell me there's a station. Oh, we're right next to a debris field. I guess maybe we can pick some stuff up here. Okay. Tell me these guys aren't hostile. They're not. I'm trying not to bother anybody. Okay, turning on the transponder. Get over it, dude. Calm down. Leave us alone. Alright, salvage time, folks. What do we got? Alright, fuel. Ew. And very little supplies, so that's not super useful. Okay. Alright, we need to get over to one of these inhabited planets. Bing, bang, boom. Here we go. Seriously, these guys are very scan happy in this sector. Calm down. I've got no illicit drugs or black market goods, which you can run. They make good money. I did scavenge a whole pile of those. One of my last analyzed missions. I got a bunch of harvested organs from some pods. I got some illicit narcotics. So all kinds of goodies. And they sold for some nice cash too. So we're holding on to the machinery because we need it for scavenging. So don't dump that like you might have seen me blow out the airlock in the last episode. And we're going to have to buy black market because that's all we've really got. And all the fuel we can get. So this is a Hot world, frontier world. Yeah, so not a lot of law and order on this planet. But we'll take what we can get at this point. Let's just see if they've got any cool missions. No, we're not joining up with these guys yet. Okay, so let me show you the old fleet now. We need to deal with this thing and refit that. I picked up this guy out of a pod, which was nice, snagging him. So that was another scavenging pickup there. All right, sorry. Let's refit this thing a little bit. Are there any weapons for sale here? I'm a fan of the MRMs. Salamanders as well, yeah. They're just nice. Sometimes they target the engines, which is nice. Give him a torpedo, sure. It's got a machine gun, sure. What are we gonna do? I like the longer range kinetic stuff. I don't know why, I've always just kind of favored that. And any other hard points? Pulse laser, sure. Let's just use the auto fit, which has been nice. Saves me time. Just loads it up on capacitors, and wow, really apparently thought we needed more vents. Okay, degraded engines, compromised hull. We could have been worse. Only 2D mods on this thing. Could have been worse. All right, I'm gonna name this guy after some fans. So we're gonna call this one the ISS Bossy Pants. If you're watching, boss, there you go. This one's for you, pal. All right, anybody else, if you want a ship named after you, you just let me know in the comments, and I will happily rename a ship for you as well. So, okay, we're going to get back to it. I think there was one more inhabited world in this sector. It's Elaine, of course. See if we can get some more supplies, and we really could use some more fuel as well. Now, some people have said you can follow around fleets and wait for battles to end and then scoop up the remaining destruction, which is cool. It's a good idea. I like that. And it's definitely, I've seen it. I've done it a few times. It's a viable option for sure. Okay, so we've loaded up a little bit more fuel. We can get back to Corvus, one of the core systems. Let's actually, yeah, let's do that because we really need more fuel than this system can apparently provide. I need a full tank if we're going to go do a good scavenging run. And we've got our new freighter now, which is nice, which I just realized I forgot to pick up crew for it. Oops, we will pick up some crew later at Corvus, and we'll bang out some more scavenging runs. What do we have there? The battle here? Dare we go peak? Let's go dark. I'm having some issues with Go Dark lately, like it just won't turn on. Double clicking it, single clicking. Oh, single click. Alright. Wasn't sure if I was going into a battle or not, so what do we have here? Wolf class attack frigate. You know, it's got 3. It's not. Let's just salvage it rather than actually bother recovering it, because it just takes more supplies than it's really worth sometimes. Don't pound it to scrap though, like I did in my last episode. I'm still embarrassed about that. Please don't tell anyone else I did that, you guys. Okay, I'm new. It's been a while since I played Starsector, so go easy on me. Can we get all the way back to Corvus? Let's just do Corvus. Why not? They've got lots of goodies there. We'll do it. Sustain burn on. Fire up some time dilation, and onwards we go. Oh, we ran out of fuel, didn't we? Oh no! It's like, why are you going that way? Okay, let's cancel our course to Corvus, and let's hope these guys are friendly, or at least it's a station, so it should have some fuel. We're not far. Let's hope these guys aren't hostile. Alright, they are neutral. Oh, I'm sorry. I will turn on that transponder. So sorry. So sorry. Yeah, definitely being independent is helping for the scavenging missions. Okay. Let's buy some personnel. Control click. Maxes that out. Fuel, that looks like a decent price, and they got a whole pile. I'm going to fill the whole tank. It's going to cost me some money, 27 grand, but we will earn it back on scavenging, and we'll load up Not the greatest price on supplies there. Let's check the old black market. Yeah, still a little spendy side. And we can always scavenge more supplies. So let's, you know what, let's not bother going back to Corvus. See if there's any nice new weapons for our destroyer here. Railgun. Yeah, I'm happy with these. Keep trying those. Alright, let's get out of here and let's bang out one of our search missions. So we're going to do... I only got 39 days left on these because I've been doing a whole bunch at once. So how many light years? 38 light years. 26. Into a black hole. Alright, off we go. Set a course. Cross our fingers. And remember to hit save, folks. Dare we pick up some scrap on the way? Of course we do, because that's what we do, Captain McFats. Our junk dealer. He needs it. That's all we've got. 3. Okay, what a waste of time. Oh, 3 metal. I like to think of him just in his... I like that the ship graphics are actually junkier for the demodded, repaired ships. I like to just imagine this poor fleet, beat up ships going through the sector. Just barely making it through, like Firefly episode, patching stuff together from what you can. And then I like going way out in the edge of the system, you know, it feels like Star Trek Voyager, right? You're just using what you can to get back home to civilized space. Hey, Captain Janeway. I hated her at first, but man, she warmed up to me by the end. Big fan. The old Captain Janeway. If you do not like Star Trek Voyager, will you tell me in the comments? But I disagree with you. Although, Next Generation, definitely the best. I grew up on old Jean-Luc Picard there. And not to mention, I did the William Shatners too. You know, big fan. I love me some space games. I'm a teacher. We actually did Artemis Bridge Simulator as one of my after-school clubs. I'll tell you what, being a captain of a bunch of 11-year-olds is a good time. Although their engineering skills aren't great, but they're okay at combat, navigation, and comms. Alright, back to this mission. Starsectoring away. Oh, that would be fun. I should do some more Artemis with those guys. We could somehow put up a camera and we could get it on YouTube. That'd be fun. I had a whole classroom set up for it, but now it's an EAL room. I don't know that the teacher that's in there now really wants me in there doing Artemis Bridge crew. I'm trying to explain this to other teachers, and they're like, Artemis what? What are you doing with these students? Ugh. It was awesome, though, and you know what? They had to use English to speak to each other. You know, I teach at an international school, so it's a big deal for them. It was good, and they had to communicate, follow orders. I was calling it educational. All right, so when you're doing these scavenging missions, they give you a hint about where it is, and we are looking for an ice giant. Well, what is this called? Baron. This one, ice giant. Boom, there we go. I like that they've got them all around the ASD keys there. That's nice. Okay, this is probably it. But let's pop a scan just in case there's any other goodies around, which there usually are. Not always. So this one's a research station. Just like to say I love the animations on the planets. I know they're only really 2D, but they are really cool. And when you click on them to do a survey, you actually get a really even cooler graphic of the planet. So bang, we did that. And we can't salvage this one. I don't know why, because I think I've maxed that out, but I guess some things you just can't salvage. Let's pound it to scrap. Boom, blow it up. I love that people are paying me to scan stuff, and then I just literally blow it up immediately after scanning it. But hey, look at that. We got some nice goodies. Ooh, that'll sell for some good cash. We got another, I think I maybe already have the claw. So if you didn't know, these are actually just fighters. Thank you guys on the Reddit for explaining that to me. It's just a fighter blueprint, and then these are like, you learn them, and I guess you get just a bonus to this. I'm not really sure exactly how the augments work, but they seem like they're good. Still figuring this out. Okay, but that was doing another one of these missions, the analyze missions. So if you're gonna go scavenging, and you're gonna spec out your guy for scavenging, like I've done, it's totally worth it. You're going to want to go out there, you're going to find other goodies on the way to do the missions. You're certainly going to want something to cart extra fuel. Optional is going to have a salvage rig. I don't know how much bonus I'm actually getting out of it. Certainly costs a lot in supply maintenance. Well, not that much, I guess, 0.1. Certainly you're going to want a freighter of some kind. But that's me. That's my little starter. There's old Captain McFats with his junk fleet and a couple of shiny new ships here. But mostly junkers. And you can see that right here. I figured out that is the amount of D mods on there, if you didn't know that already. Thanks for watching, though. Hopefully I'll have a little bigger fleet to show you, and soon we will be pledging allegiance to a faction. I'm thinking Tritachyon. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. That's it for this one, guys. I will hopefully catch you on the next one. Mr. G out.